there are so many causes, and that, you know, these are really troubled times, and there are so many different causes that need attention and need public attention. I would like to think that as a media figure, myself and the band are really kind of just coming forth with this idea that we're caring people, we're compassionate people, we're aware of, and we've educated ourselves about a number of the issues and causes.
There's a huge neoconservative movement, a lot of new right-wing thinking people. Organized religion and television evangelists are really playing a large part. Reagan supports a lot of their ideas in terms of anti-abortion and forcing prayer in public schools and that kind of thing. And it's really horrifying that a lot of people are going along with it.
In our town, there was a really pretty massive youth vote, and it changed the way it changed the mayor, changed some of the city council, changed the way some of the city does business.
R.E.M. had a very positive presence in this town, that they were seen as people that were very supportive of Athens growing in the right directions.
The thing is that you vote for president, and okay, you're not getting the guy you necessarily want, but man, city council, I talk to those people. I mean, I could tell them exactly what I think, and they have to answer to me personally. I have their home phone numbers.
We were at this packed city council meeting because there was this huge controversy going on in town about the building of a civic center that was going to, at that point, demolish an entire warehouse district, demolish some significant buildings, and it was packed, and there were a lot of people there, and Michael was sitting on the floor, and my wife had just gotten a call at home that the record had gone to #1, and she came down and found us and told Mike and Michael, who were there at the meeting, that Out of Time had gone to #1. And it caused a little stir in the room because there's all these hundreds of people jammed into this room. It's a very austere setting with all these people with high emotions running over this local issue, and our record had gone to #1. It was just it was a great, great feeling.
People hear me say something, or they read into a song and they say, why is he talking about El Salvador? Why this, why that? I think it just kind of it motivates people to look into it themselves.
In a democracy, if the people educate themselves, then they have a better idea of whom to vote for.
And it doesn't really matter how you vote. I mean, I would prefer they all vote Democrat. You know, I'm liberal, but if they research the issues and feel that they should vote Republican, that's fine. At least they're involved in the political process. That's the important thing.
All of you know that R.E.M. didn't do all the work they've done for so long to spend a night playing at the inaugural ball. They led the way to make sure that in 1992, 2 million more young people under the age of 30 voted in 1988. And I'm very proud to say that most of them voted for Democrats, not Republicans.
Actually, just about the only musicians who worked with Rock the Vote who actually vote. I mean, the big thing was last year they did like 25 American musicians, and 19 of them aren't even registered. We were like 4 of the ones that are.
In the voting booth, it doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't matter what you look like. What matters is what you think. What matters is that you're there. What matters is your one vote.
For me, it's cool that as performers, you know, this is what we have to offer. What I do is sing, and what Mike does is play music, and this is what we have to offer, and it's a good thing.
I'm less cynical and more optimistic about taking advantage of an issue being at the forefront, being in everyone's mind, being on television, being in the news, and going ahead and doing what we can do.
Whenever a journalist asks me if a celebrity, a public figure, a musician has a voice as a political activist, and what on earth are you doing offering your opinion, I remind them that we live in a country where for 8 years we had a president who was an actor before he was president, and not a very good actor. And we have other politicians right now who started as actors. I don't ever want to hear that question again.
I was in Atlanta several years ago. They had the premiere of Gettysburg that the movie Ted Turner produced, and I was invited to that, so I went because I had ancestors in the Civil War and that sort of thing. It's always been interesting to me, and I've said hi to Jane Fonda, and she said, "Oh, hi. Oh, you got to meet Ted." And I'm like, "No, don't bother Ted. Please don't bother Ted." She's like, "No, come with me. You got to meet Ted." I'm like, "Oh," because I knew this was going to be a disaster, and she goes, Ted, this is Mike Mills. He's in R.E.M. He goes, "Oh, yeah, you're that environmental band, aren't you?" And I was, "Oh, yes, Mr. Turner."